Welcome to another episode of the Bantu Boyz podcast. I'm your host, Baleko Aziza Wisa. Yes. I have to apologize. My other Bantu Boy member, Julian Chikune, he's not here today. I think he's filming a national commercial right now. You know, he's on to like bigger and better things or whatever. But today, ladies and gentlemen, about the Ken, États-Unis, Canada, Belgique, Paris, wherever about the Ken, wherever in Angola, Brazzaville, wherever you guys are, we have a special guest. This guy is one of my favorite artists of all time. I'm talking about, I love Tupac, I love like Biggie and Nas, but this guy's up there, Miles Davis. He's Mr. Ricardo Lemvo. Yes, this is exciting. So excited to have you here. We got a couple of your albums here, but we'll talk about that later. First of all, Dr. Richard, very humbled to have you here. You have no idea how much Bantu Boyz, we're a huge fan of yours. So just tell us, to start this interview or us getting to know you, where are you from? How did you get into music?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, I have lived here in Los Angeles since I came to America back in 1972. I was a little kid when I came here.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah, because there's nothing about you. There's nothing about you that's like Americanized. Like the way you walk, the way you carry yourself. To be here since the 70s.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, I came here because my dad was going to school here.
Okay.
My dad, is one of the I guess first generation, of people who came from Congo. There's a bunch of students who came and some, studied at USC and different universities here. But anyway, I came here to join him and to study.
Right.
I was born in Kimpese. Kimpese is in Congo Central. But there's something that I have to say. Okay?
Yes, sir.
My family comes from Angola.
Okay.
We are from a place called Mbanza, Congo. Mbanza, Congo was the capital of the Kingdom of Congo.
Before the colonization, that was the capital.
Yes. The Kingdom of Congo was founded in the 1300s.
Wow.
Before the arrival of the Portuguese.
Wow.
And the Kingdom of Congo, the territory of the Kingdom of Congo went. This was, of course, before Africa was partitioned. The Conference of Berlin in 1884. The territory of the Kingdom of Congo was all of north of Angola, Luanda, Congo Brazzaville, Congo Kinshasa. Large part of Congo Kinshasa, including some part of the capital Kinshasa, and south of Gabon.
Wow, that's a long, because Gabon, you have to pass Brazzaville.
Oh yeah, of course. All of Cabinda, all that was part of the Kingdom of Congo. Anyway, my family comes from Mbanza, Congo, and Mbanza, Congo was also known during colonial time as San Salvador. Many ethnic Bakongos are. They call them, the Bakongos are Bazombo, who come from also Angola.
Yes, sir.
And then you have the San Salvador, who come from San Salvador, which is Mbanza, Congo.
Yeah.
And then, etc. And then you have the Bandibu, Besingombe. So, anyway, my grandfather, my paternal grandfather, was the first Angolan, Mokongo, who translated the English Bible from English to Kikongo. I mean, the very first time the Bible the New Testament was translated into Kikongo was my grandfather, who worked with the British missionary. And in fact, he went to England 3 times in 1884. 1893, and the last time he was in 1905. You see. And of course, I never met my grandfather because when he died in 1938, my own father was only 8 years old.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, anyway, I mean, I came to the United States, like I said, in 1972 to join my father and study. I studied 2 years. I did 2 years of high school, and then I wanted to go to law school. But then I changed my mind. I decided to do music instead.
Okay.
You see, now the idea or the love, my love of music started in Kinshasa.
Right.
When I was about maybe 8 or 9 years old.
Okay.
We lived, my mom, brother and sister, and cousins. We lived in a street called Dibaya.
Dibaya.
Yeah, Dibaya in the commune de Dendal. At the time it was Dendal, but now I think they call it Kasavubu.
Uh-huh. Is that East Congo? Like how? Like
No, that's in Kinshasa.
That's in Kinshasa. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, that's in Kinshasa. Yeah, Kinshasa. Commune de Kasavubu. Dibaya, numero 37.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was my grandmother's place. Anyway, we lived there, and next door there was a bar, and this bar they played, Congolese music,
Right.
and that was the time that I decided that one day I'd become a musician, because I had somehow memorized all the songs that were coming from the bar next door,
Uh-huh.
and I used to daydream in my room, that I was
Uh-huh.
leading a band and singing the songs, so the dream came true when I came to America.
Let me ask you this question at the start,
Sure,
because you're on a roll.
Sure.
What type of music was being played?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. From the bar next door,
Yes.
it was mainly Congolese music.
Okay.
Franco, Nico, African jazz, etc., etc.
Okay.
But something else. I was exposed to Cuban music, like many people in Kinshasa, or well, not only Kinshasa but Africa.
Right.
Yeah.
Celia Cruz, Tito Puente.
Johnny Pacheco, yeah. But in my case, the Cuban music we heard it on the radio.
Yes.
But I had a cousin who had a large collection of Cuban music.
Uh-huh.
So I would spend hours and listening to all the albums, and that I became an aficionado.
Did you speak Spanish to understand it, or just
At the time, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't. It was not until I came to America that I learned how to speak Spanish. I speak French, Portuguese, Spanish, Lingala, and Kikongo.
What about Swahili? Because I know one of your songs is Swahili.
No, I understand Swahili because I have many relatives who
Okay.
speak Swahili,
Uh-huh.
and I can follow the conversation because at the time when we lived in Kinshasa, we were exposed to many different languages.
Right.
Exposed to Swahili, exposed to Chiluba,
right.
and then many other languages. So we picked up a few things here and there.
Okay. Okay. Wow, that's okay. So with your love for music, and when you were here, you said, okay, I want to become a musician. Was there anybody particularly that you were like, okay, I'm gonna hone my craft after this artist, or is there anybody that?
Well, I did not make a conscious decision that I would like to hone my craft after this person, but no, I was a big fan, I still am, of Franco, for example, Grand Calais and African jazz, Samba, and then Johnny Pacheco from New York.
Right.
And then, of course, I was a fan of Cuban music, so I knew artists, band like Orquesta Aragon, for example, Celia Cruz, etc., etc. So, when I decided to form my band, it was with the sole purpose of blending Cuban music and Congolese music, Congolese rumba.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, Congolese rumba, and this is what we did in my first album, Tata Masamba, the first album that I released in 1996.
Right.
And I had the honor and really privilege of working with great artists like Samba.
Yes.
And then the musicians of the Quatre Étoiles, 4 stars from Paris. Yeah. And so the album was released in 1996. It created a storm. I mean, the album was so successful that it was I could not believe it myself. Yeah. But I must say, it was great. It was a great album.
It was.
And then I had great producers and great musician. More importantly, I had great musician who performed, who recorded with me, and that's what made the album as great as it is.
Let me ask you this: in that first album, you didn't have Makina Loca, right?
Well, I didn't really have a band.
Okay,
then.
right.
Yeah, I didn't because Makina Loca was, well, I guess, officially formed in 1990.
Right.
But
Yeah.
but I didn't really have any. I didn't have regular musicians because in those days, I mean, I had what we call pickup bands. You know, which means that let's say we have a gig tonight at 8 p.m.
Yes.
Okay. I had no idea who was going to play the bass, for example.
Right.
I didn't know who was going to play the drums, for example. Yeah.
Guitar.
So I had to make some calls. And the person who was always with me was the guy actually who started the band with me, Nino Jesus, is from Cuba. Nino plays the keyboard, and he is also my arranger. So he was always with me. So I knew that it was the band was just me and him on keyboard, and then we would call around, and then whoever was available, okay, they would say, "Oh, come on down to
whatever bar or club you're at."
Yes,
Let me ask you this. So since you only had your arranger, and you had to make calls for different band members, musicians, how did you write music, or how did you? Yeah.
Okay, we had maybe 4 or 5 tuned, and the band, what we did, is what we call in Cuban music descarga. Descarga is like what, like a jam session. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then El Nino will start a tune, and then I'll start singing, and then sometime we made up the songs right there on the spot.
You know, it's funny. You know the great jazz musician. You know John Coltrane.
Yeah, of course.
He would call it avant-garde.
Yeah.
Where it's like you just play how you feel.
Yeah.
So that's sort of like, oh, okay, that's great.
Yeah.
I wonder if you did that whenever I performed, where you guys just feel like, don't you have enough content now where it's like, no, we're gonna play this song.
Oh yeah. Well, we don't do that anymore. But back then we had no choice. We had no choice because, like I said, it was a pickup band. We had
Wow.
We pick up musicians, and then he will start a song and say, okay, we're playing this on I don't know, key of G, for example, or it's a F, and they'll just follow.
To have that type of confidence to do that.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And, we played bars, and then people came and danced, and I guess most of the customers, I mean, they either didn't care or they didn't catch on, but the thing is, we had fun.
Richard, let me tell you something. I'm not saying this because you're a dad, you're an uncle, and we have a lot of respect for you. But I went to 2 of your concerts. That's some of the most fun I've had. Because your music is very, I don't know, it's just the aroma. I don't know.
Yeah, now it's a long way from those days, because right now we actually have arrangements.
Right. No more professional now. Yeah. Hey, but I went the first time I saw you perform was 6 years ago. So I was just like, this is so much fun. And I was in my early 20s. I didn't think I could have as much fun, but I was like, no, it was a lot of fun. So with your band Makina Loca, what does that mean, and where'd you get that name from?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. When I was growing up in Kinshasa, there was a bar in my neighborhood called Makina Loca, and the local band, the house band, I should say, was also known as Makina Loca. Makina spelled Makina Loka. Okay. Now, how did I come up with this name? I remember one of my very first gigs, it was a Christmas party.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, actually, no, it was the first gig. A Christmas party for this film company in Santa Monica.
Oh, nice, okay.
Yeah, and then it was in 1990, November. And they called me, they said, oh yeah, we'd like for you to come and play, and blah, 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 and get this, I didn't even have a band then. Okay. So I said, yeah, we'll come.
We'll be there.
We'll be there. Yeah. So
just like a Congolese person.
Yeah, and then the woman we hung up, and then so she called me back a few minutes later. And she said, "Oh, we need to put the band's name on the invitation."
Of course.
What's the band's name? I didn't have a band name, so I said, African All Star, and then okay, fine. And then after we hung up, and I said, no, that. So I called her back.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought of this name, Makina Loca, and then I called her back. I said, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. The name of the band is Ricardo Lemvo and Makina Loca. I said, okay. So, and that's how the band started.
That's so funny because that 8-year-old kid in you and Ken, he came out with Makina Loca.
Definitely. And well, let me tell you what Makina Loca means.
Yes, sir.
Okay. In Spanish and Portuguese, máquina means machine. Loca means crazy. However, in Kikongo, máquina or maquino means dances. Okay?
Ooh.
Yes. So loca, Loka, is to cast a spell on someone. That's in Kikongo. Yeah. So the word, the name of the band has two meanings. I mean, it depends on who's listening. I mean, if it's a Spanish-speaking person or a Portuguese-speaking person, they would think that, oh, it means crazy machine. And then someone who speaks Kikongo will have different definition.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. That's right. I'm gonna take the crazy dancer. I'm gonna do the voodoo.
Well, it's not voodoo. I mean, it's.
Look at me. I'm American. It's voodoo. I'm sorry. Pardon. They got me corrupted here.
It's not voodoo. No, it's not.
So wait, Dr. Richard, I want to talk to you about next question about like your mentor, right?
Yeah.
So I remember Bantu Boyz, we did some research and we found out that Sam Mangwana was like kind of like your mentor, right? Or he kind of like helped you out like with your music. Have you guys ever toured together?
Oh yeah. Okay. In 1996, okay, let me tell you what happened.
Yes,
I mean, I knew Mangwana. You know, he was living in Paris at the time, and then so after I recorded the entire album, and we were ready to mix, and then go through the final production. And then I get a phone call from Sam Mangwana. He happened to be in San Francisco.
Okay.
Yeah, so we were talking, and he said, I heard that you were in the studio, and man, you didn't even invite me to sing at least one song. And I said, I'm so sorry. I mean, we were done, and then so right after we hung up, I swear to God, an idea came to me, and I said, you know what? Guy is here in San Francisco. Okay, it's only 45 minutes from here because he was on his way down to LA anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I called Nino, Jesus, my arranger.
Yeah.
And then I said to him, so he told me, okay, what's your idea? I said, we're talking on the phone, and he said to me, okay, I'll hang up. Just call and then leave it on my answering machine. Okay? So I have this melody streaming in my head. I mean, this is normally how I write my songs.
Okay.
It starts out with the melody and then the words come later. Sometimes the words come before the melody. But anyway, in this case, I had this idea. It was a simple melody. So I sang it on his answering machine. So, and I said, do like 4 parts, I sing the first part, Sam will sing the second part, and then the chorus will come in, and then the third part, Nino will sing it, And I said, okay. So, unbeknownst to me, because Nino had a studio in his house, a recording studio.
Right.
So, unbeknownst to me, he went ahead and did the arrangement, and then recorded the basic tracks.
Right.
Okay. The next day he calls me and they say, oh, why don't you come over? I want you to hear something. And I said, I didn't know what he was talking about. So anyway, I go there. We go into the studio and he turned on the machine. And then I swear to God, this was the most incredible thing. The song that was playing in my head, I was actually hearing it. He was playing it.
That's great.
So the idea that I left on his answering machine, he went ahead and took it and then did the arrangement.
Wow.
And that's how we did the song. The title of the song was Minha Querida. Minha Querida in Portuguese is my darling or my sweetheart. You see. So that's the song that I recorded with Sam Mangwana.
What is your I'll ask this last question before I go on break. what would you consider your genre, your musical genre? Is
Well,
it salsa? Is it Congolese rumba? Like, what would you say?
it's neither.
Mm.
It's a little bit of this, a little bit of that, all blend together. So, um, um, I like to call it a blend of Cuban and African music, Central African. Okay, when I say that, because when I say Central African, Pan-African style, actually, that's the correct terminology. Pan-African
I've never heard
because,
that before.
oh yeah, Pan-African because it has rumba in it.
Right.
It's got Soukous. It's got kizomba from Angola.
Yeah.
And it's got Samba also from Angola.
Right.
And then it's all meshed together. See? So the Pan-African style, all those styles that I just mentioned, mixed with Cuban music. And that is my style.
That's why they call you have world music. That's incredible.
Yeah, but world music is not really a good terminology because world music is what? I mean, it's just a title that someone came up with to put together or to put all the music of various parts of the world into one category.
And
then that doesn't work.
But I like that Pan-African.
Yeah, it's a Pan-African style.
Pan-African
style, yeah.
That's incredible.
But Pan-African style could, in my case, I'm just talking about Samba, kizomba from Angola, rumba, and Soukous from the Congo. With all that together with Cuban music.
Dr. Richard, you've been giving us so much information. I'm more impressed with you now than when you first walked in. Right? I wanted to go back to you with your family. You come from a very educated family. Like your grandfather, like you said, was the first Angolan person to write the Bible.
To translate the
Bible.
English Bible from English to Kikongo.
To Kikongo, correct. How did they feel about you? You come to this new world, Etazini, and then now you're pursuing music.
Well, at first, I come from a family where they frowned upon musicians. Even though in my family, we have a lot of musicians.
Hilarious.
I mean, my grandfather, the one I was talking about, who translated the English Bible, played the piano and played the trumpet.
Wow.
I have another uncle, who now lives in France. To me, he's like an accomplished musician. He plays the accordion, plays piano. I mean, he reads music, So he's a true musician. In fact, he is. When Franco first started, back in 1956, I think it was, my uncle, my maternal uncle, Andre, was one of the musicians in the group.
Wow.
He was a singer, yes.
So you have that lineage all the way. Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. And I have another cousin, Mbuta Mashakado. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he was one of the original member of Zaiko Langalanga.
Get out of here.
Yes, Mbuta Mashakado. Just ask anybody.
I'm going to ask all the uncles and they probably know. Okay, this is great.
Mbuta Mashakado. He passed away back in 2011, but Mbuta Mashakado was in Zaiko Langalanga with Papa Wemba, with, the original members,
Wow.
Yeah. So, going back to your question, my mom at first did not, was not too crazy about it, about being a musician.
Right.
But of course, when, especially after my first album came out, and
everybody becomes a fan.
Of course, and then said, "Oh, you're Ricardo's mom."
Yeah. Oh, that's talent, yeah.
Yeah, so from then on, then it was okay.
Right. Okay. Well, that's good. That's inspiring too, because us Africans, you either got to be a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, or a nurse. Wait, so I forgot what question we're gonna ask. Hold on. We talking about the languages? Oh, so
What was it like being here in LA?
Oh yeah, 1972. Okay,
Yeah.
so when you came here in 1972,
Yeah.
right? How was it being here in Los Angeles, being probably one of the only few Congolese people
Well,
here?
I was young. I didn't speak English.
Right.
Just think about it. I mean, you come to a new country, you don't speak the language, and then there weren't any, people my age really.
Yeah.
I used to hang out with my dad's friends. So my dad's friends were like
Oh,
my
grown men.
friends. Of course,
Yeah.
yeah. I remember we used to go to parties with Leo Bangoli, Nefuani, Antoine Yelubanza. I mean, a bunch of other people, and so, and then of course, around 78, 1980, that's when there was a big influx of many Africans and mainly Congolese here in Los Angeles.
Right.
And then the community became much bigger.
Yeah, because I know my dad was one of those that came in the 80s.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that all came here. Yeah, it was it's funny because now, in 2019, there might be like the 5th generation of Congolese people. Well, now you go to a party, it's like, I don't even know this person.
Oh, yeah. Well, this happened to me a lot, because, I know way back then, everybody knew everybody. It was a smaller group. But nowadays, every once in a while, I will go to an event and then I say, who are these people? So I'll ask, so how long have you been here? Oh, 20 years.
Yeah,
20 years.
I never see this person.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so...
But here, how is Los Angeles? Because we grew up here in LA. We're way more Americanized because we were born here. How was LA in the 70s as an African? Because I know I didn't have any problems being African. I'm very fortunate. Like my friends were more open-minded, and I never had any issues. Plus, I don't have the accent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So. Amazing because when my friends would meet my mom or my older sister, they thought we were Jamaican because we had the accent. So how was it for you to deal? I don't know. Was it you're a booty scratch? Was anything like that? Any insults? Anything like that? It's just.
I had different experiences because, like I said, I was pretty much alone, and then I until I joined a football team, soccer team, and then we had an African soccer team here.
What?
Yes, everybody was from one different part of Africa. They were Nigerian, Ghanaian, Congolese, Angolan, Egyptian. Yeah, and I was again the youngest one, so. Everybody was competing for the position in the team, and so nobody wanted to be a goalie. And I volunteered to be a goalie so that I can play every game.
So you were able to find even some type of community.
Definitely. So this is what happened, and then I was in high school. During the week I'm in school, and then weekend I was with my older brothers, basically, because like I said, I was the youngest.
Right.
You see, so, and then in time, my social circle expanded.
Yeah.
And then, started hanging out with Cuban because of my love for Cuban music. Yeah, and...
is that how you were able to pick up Spanish too?
Yes, that's how, with an old girlfriend. But then I also took classes.
Oh, okay.
I took classes. And then, I'm fascinated with languages. And so it was really easy for me to learn Spanish. Also because I speak French. So French and Spanish are languages of the same family. And... they have the same grammatical rules, and it was not too difficult for me to learn.
It's funny because I just got a French tutor, so we're gonna start trying to relearn French. So I'm very excited, because I'm planning. We're trying to go back home.
Yeah.
We know we're gonna have to stop in France, so it's like, hey, gotta learn how to speak. But even though Lingala is the national language, but that the city that speaks the most French in the world is not Paris, it's Kinshasa.
Oh. Yeah, I did not know that.
Yeah, because there's more people per per square foot in Kinshasa than there is in France. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like, hey, as much as I'm like, hey, I want to pick up my Lingala, it's like, no, you have to learn that French. Yeah. But let's go back to the music.
Okay.
If there was Is there a legend that you wish you could play with or haven't played with?
Um, well, let's see. Yes. There's one guy, a salsa legend in New York, Johnny Pacheco is one of them. Because in fact, I always like to say that he's the one. He is among those who had inspired me to become a musician. You see, I would love to perform with Johnny Pacheco. And then I was going to mention another group that I did perform with them, a Cuban group by the name of Orquesta Aragon. Orquesta Aragon, they're from Cuba, and they travel all over the world. And I had the good fortune of performing with them in New York, July 3rd, 1999. Orquesta Aragon was celebrating its 60th anniversary.
Yeah.
And then I was the guest of honor. And then I sang, 5 of their songs.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is was like a dream come true, because this is a band that I listened to when I was a kid.
Right.
You see?
That's a dream. That's the level. I think that's success.
Yeah.
You don't know, if you have a dream as a kid inside, people always think it's like, oh, I need this millions of dollars, and it's like, no, I got to perform with a band.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a comic. If I get to a level where Dave Chappelle is like, hey, I think you're funny, I'd be like, oh, I made it. Or Eddie Murphy, I'd be like, oh, I made it. You know what I mean? I made it. I don't like, to me, that's it. But so wait, where have you performed? You and Makina Loca.
We have performed all over the world. Yeah, all over the world. I mean, I've been to all over the U.S. We played in Australia.
Right.
We played all over Mexico. We played Puerto Rico. We played all over Europe.
Right.
Yeah, Belgium, Spain, Portugal, Holland, England, you name it. We played in
Russia?
No, not Russia. We played in Eastern Europe. We played in Slovenia. We played in
Hungary, anything like that?
No, but we played in Canary Island.
Oh wow!
Yes, and then and we played in Angola. The only place where I've taken the band a few times is Angola.
So is there a place you wish you could play?
I would love to play in Kinshasa. Or the Democratic Republic of Congo. I would love to play there, but one day.
Well, hopefully through the Bantu Boyz podcast, you guys in Congo and Ken can see this legend here. You guys can have him play because music's outstanding. It seems like you get a lot of support in Angola.
Yeah.
Right. How has we're in places
because I am Angolan.
right, but it's interesting because. Yeah. My mom, you grew up with my mom. Like, it was on the same street or whatnot, right? And I try to figure out, since you grew up in Ken, how come when you perform in, LA, we have a big Congo community.
Yeah.
Why don't you feel you don't get the support? I saw it going to the concert. I was like, yo, we're the only people here from Ken here. You're one of us. Yeah. Even, you're Angola, but, we're all from the same kingdom. Yeah, actually, we're from the same tribe. We're Bakongo.
Yes, of course.
Right, you know what I mean? So, what do you think? I'm not saying issue, but why do you think that is where you don't get it?
I don't know. I don't know. I wish I had the answer, but I don't know.
Because your music is absolutely outstanding. I'm not saying people retro the music is great. I don't know. I wonder if they don't know that you're performing here. Maybe it's not a big deal. I mean, I know I don't know Maybe who knows? Maybe this is the purpose. So now that you perform, we shout you out hey, go see him perform, and they'll know hey.
I wish I had the answer. I really don't know.
We got Congo. We got to change that. All right, let's change that. Is there any young up and coming artist or artist that's a younger artist that you like to work with? You can be anywhere. Be anywhere.
I don't know. Let me see. I would love to work with Loco Kanza, for example.
Who's that?
Loco Kanza is Congolese singer, songwriter, guitar player who lives in Paris.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great voice, and I would love to work with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's interesting. I would wonder if not wonder, but I'm really impressed with how you loved Cuban music. You know, we're not Cuban, and you got into the genre. I couldn't picture somebody like. I mean, we'll see. Even though it's the United States of America.
But let me tell you something else, though.
Yes,
let me tell you, rumba, Congolese rumba, okay,
Yes,
was
sir.
influenced partially by Cuban music. You know,
Uh-huh.
way back then, the great musicians like Grand Calais, Franco, Rochero, they got the inspiration from Cuba. And even back then, they used to sing Cuban song in phonetic Spanish.
Get out of here.
Yes. I can, well, when we get off the air, I can give you some titles of songs. Yeah, way back then. And then let me tell you something else.
Yes, sir.
Cuban music is really African music.
Yeah.
But when Cuban music came back to the continent of Africa, okay, African people all over embraced it because they recognized it.
Right.
They recognized the African soul in Cuban music. Okay.
I love this.
Yeah, you could go back then, even nowadays, you can go to any capital, and well, let's just go back to the 1940s, 1950s.
Yes, sir.
You could go to any African metropolis, and you will find a band that performed their own version of Cuban music. And the influence was great in places like Senegal, Togo, Guinea, but the greatest impact was in the Congo. Okay, Congo Kinshasa, and Congo Brazzaville.
Right.
You see,
Oh, interesting.
Congolese rumba is what? Is the blend of Cuban rhythms. Okay, specifically Somontuno. Somontuno is a genre of Cuban music. Okay, Somontuno and indigenous Congolese music.
I'm learning so much. This is great. This is great. I'm learning so much.
Yes. So the greatest musician of the Congo, Franco, Grand Calais, Rochero, Dr. Nico,
Ricardo Lemvo.
No, I don't. I don't put myself in that.
Like the humility. Like the humility. I will.
Yeah. I don't put myself in that category because for me, I mean, those were real musicians. I mean, wait, no, really. I mean, those guys were in another stratosphere. You see. Yeah, I look up to them.
Okay, I love the humility.
Yeah. No, really, it's really. I look up to them, and then for me, these were the musicians who paved the way for guys like me to follow.
Okay.
You see, yeah. So the point I was trying to make was all those great musicians were influenced partially by Cuban music.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder, is there a relationship between Congo and Cuba outside of music? Because I remember growing up, my mom would play like Silly Cruz and Tito Puente, and I'd be like, okay, I like them.
Yeah, because I mean, like I said, Cuban music was and still is popular throughout Africa, but back then it was the big thing.
Really?
Yes.
Do some research on that because I wonder if it's like some political or
no, it has nothing to do with politics. It's just art. Celia Cruz went to the Congo in 1952.
Yeah.
There's a great book that you would want to pick up.
Yes, sir.
It's called Rumba on the River.
Rumba on the River.
The Music of the Two Congos. Okay, it was written by an American writer. His name is Gary Stewart.
Yeah,
you can get that book on
Amazon.
Yeah, Rumba on the River. Yeah, so if you read that book, you will learn everything there is to learn about Congolese music.
Really?
Yes.
This one right here.
That is it.
I'm on. Yeah, I'm on it. I'm
it. That's it. That trumpet player. His name on the cover. He died a long time ago. He used to play with Rochero and African jazz. His name was Willie Mbembe.
since you have how many studio albums do you have? You have 6, right? And you're working on
Seven.
7, and right.
7. And the next one, number 8, will come out in late February to 2020.
Do you have a name of the title?
Not yet. I'm thinking about. Well, one of the title track is Donna Pontesiana. Donna Pontesiana was my great grandmother.
So
Okay.
your grandfather here.
Actually, my grandfather's mother.
Okay.
My grandfather's mother. So I wrote a song
Uh-huh.
about her, just to honor her.
Yeah.
And the song is in Kikongo.
Okay.
And the style of the song is rumba, but mixed with Cuban rhythms.
Okay.
You see, so I'm thinking maybe that will be the title, but I'll know in the next weeks actually. Yeah, because the album is being designed as we speak. Yeah.
Okay, let's take away that album, right? Because that one is you're still in the process of making it. What's your favorite studio album? I have one.
Of all my albums, I would say it's the first one.
Really?
Yeah, Tata Masamba.
Why?
Why? Well, it's my firstborn.
Right.
And the album was really made out of, I had no expectation. And
That freedom, right?
yes,
Just to create.
Just the freedom to create. And even to this day, when I listen to it, there are a few imperfections in the album, but it's my favorite. You see. So
can you explain to the fans what's the first name of the album?
Tata Masamba. That's the first album. Yes.
It has that yitty yitty bong.
Exactly.
That yitty yitty bong.
Yes.
Yeah, it's tough. Go ahead, Tata. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So after that first album, I signed a contract with a record label in New York, Putumayo World Music.
Yeah.
And then I released 2 albums with Putumayo. The first album I released with them, which is number 2, was Mambo Yo-Yo. Okay?
Uh-huh.
And that album, has great songs, but I did not have the freedom. I felt under pressure. Pressure was... it's the pressure that I put on myself, actually.
Right.
Yeah, because I wanted to do an album that was as good as or better than Tata Masamba. And an artist should never do that.
Yeah, because you gotta let it just come. It's like
exactly. If you start to overthink, and then say, okay, the fans will like this, they will like that. See, that's the biggest mistake an artist can make, or any individual really. You have to record what you like, not what you think the audience will like, and that was the biggest mistake I made.
Wow.
Yeah, the album has great songs.
Yeah.
But I didn't have as much fun doing it as I did with the first one because of the pressure that I put on myself.
Welcome back to the Bantu Boyz podcast here with the legend Ricardo Lemvo. We ended with you talking about your favorite album being Tata Masamba, and I told you my favorite song on that album is Yiri Yiri Bon. Say that song, and it's in Spanish, right?
Yes.
It's Spanish, right? Outstanding.
Yeah, we mixed it. It's that's an old 1952 song, Cuban song.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. That song is from Cuba.
Oh.
And then so I did my version,
Right.
and then we sang it in Spanish. But then in the middle of the song, we're singing in Lingala.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get back to that. So you made your own version. My favorite album, I have to tell the fans, Isabella. It has Mentirosa and Habariaco in Swahili. Yo, that Hariba. And then the guitar?
Yeah.
Woo-hoo-hoo, you understand that song? Wait, can you tell the fans who's on the guitar of that song, Habariaco?
But okay, the guitar player is Wikilo. Wikilo is a legendary Congolese guitar player who played with Tabule Rochero.
Yes.
Played with Papa Wemba. Played with Emeneya. And many other Congolese artists. Yeah.
I don't know, what is it with us in Central Africa? We love the guitar. The guitar's like our thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have the answer to that.
I don't know. Every time you listen to like a really good Congolese song, that guitar.
Yeah.
Good fingers.
The Congolese are great guitar players.
Right. Really great music. But you made your own rendition of Yiddy Yiddy Bone, right? It's amazing in African music, in even any American jazz, other genres of music, it's okay to make your own rendition of music. Like here in America, Etats-Unis, like rap is like our pop culture. You're looked down upon to make your own version of a song, or even to say another rapper's line or another artist's line. Why do you think it's so accepted in your genre of music to make your own rendition of music?
I don't know if it's accepted. I mean, there are. Again, I don't know. I don't know how to answer this. You say, why is it accepted?
Yeah, because like you make so you didn't you said it's a song from 1952. You make it, we love it.
But let me tell you something else. I mean, there were Africans musicians before me who also did a rendition of that song.
Right.
That particular song. Right. You see, Calais, Grand Calais did many renditions of Cuban music.
Right.
So did Franco, and so did Samangwana, and so did Rochero. You see.
But no, but that's what I'm saying. Like they're not looked down upon. Like they're still legends to us. But like if somebody, let's say, like here in the States, if somebody has this one song or whatever, let's say Yiddy Yiddy Bong, then another musician makes that song, they'll be like, oh well, he just copied his song.
I don't know. It's maybe.
I think it's almost like you guys like in your genre. All right, back home, it's like no, we're just trying to honor. Like we all love that song. I like that song too. It's not looked down upon.
No, I mean.
You have no answer.
I don't know. I mean, in my circle, there are musicians who do renditions of other songs. I mean, nobody look down on them. It's just music is to be shared. It's for everyone. You see,
that's a great answer. No, that's good to hear. Like, it's supposed to be shared. It makes people feel happy. Like, I don't think people understand, like, as an artist, comedian, an actress, musician, you are a form of medicine for people. Mm-hmm. You know, when I was at your performance, like, for that 2 hours, it was like, I'm free. Like, I'm not worried about, like, the monotony of every day.
I like to see myself, I like to think of myself as a dispenser of joy. Yeah, so
that's a rock bar, dispenser of joy.
Of joy, yeah. So my job is to entertain, and if people are happy dancing, my job is done.
What is your best moment of your career so far?
The best moment.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Can I do? I don't know, for some reason I think about when you were in that movie, Vanessa Williams movie, Dance With Me.
Yeah. Well, it was a good moment, but the best moment. I mean, I've had so many good moments.
Yeah.
I mean, we've done many shows. I mean, I cannot just say this particular performance was better than this. I mean, It was just different. Is it?
Okay.
Yeah. Because each venue has its own peculiarity, and I don't know. I mean, we've played in Australia, in Sydney, Australia, at a place called Darling Harbour. And I mean, I loved it. We were there for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 days. It was great. And then I've done many great shows in Angola, for example.
Right.
And I've done shows here in Los Angeles, in New York.
Yeah.
But I cannot say that performance in New York was
Better than this.
the performance or my favorite and the one in. No,
I told him this off the air, but I'm gonna let you guys know. When me and Rihanna get married, he's performing at our wedding. You gotta put it out there to throw a shot.
Sure.
You got the dream big.
Give me advance notice so I can clear my schedule.
So I clear the schedule. Okay, so we're gonna end this interview, Dr. Richard. We appreciate you coming here, being here. We love your music. Where can the people find your music?
You can find it online. Amazon.com and Spotify, iTunes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Where's the next place you're gonna perform?
I'm going to Angola.
Are you gonna go on tour after you do the last album?
No. I'm going to Angola in December. In about 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a couple of performances there, and then I'll come back, and then get ready for the release of the next album, which I plan to release at the end of February. Beginning of March.
Are you doing a release party in LA?
Yes, definitely. There's a plan for that, but the first release will be in Angola.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So when you do the release party in LA, invite the Bantu Boyz. We'll come there and come support.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Oh, we always ask a guest this question before they leave.
Okay.
What is your spirit animal? If you're an animal, what is your spirit animal?
Oh God.
Like for me, it would be a leopard. The reason being a leopard, a Black Panther, is because it's dark, it's mysterious, it's quiet, but it only attacks when it has to. So that would be my spirit animal.
So, God, you know what? I've never even thought about this.
Throw the loop.
Yeah. So you're asking what my favorite animal is? I guess.
So what's the animal you'd be like? We have the same characteristics.
You know what? I would probably say a monkey, because monkey is very playful, and I am a very playful person. So yeah.
I would say if you say you're a monkey, I'd also say too you're quiet, strong, because monkeys are strong as hell. I like to play around, and monkey love to play around. So I guess I'm. That's my animal. The spirit animal?
That's my spirit animal. Yes.
Well, Dr. Richard, thank you so much. We'll put down his information in the link in the pages, the about section, so you'll be able to find his music, his website, next show, upcoming shows. So thank you again, Dr. Richard. That's it. We'll see you guys next week on the Bantu Boyz podcast. Okay. Next week on the Bantu Boyz podcast.
Country. I think one of the big things that I really strive to do, and what we were able to kind of accomplish in our conference, was that we wanted every single person to feel comfortable that attended. So whether you were Congolese but had been born in the U.S. and had never touched Congo, whether you spoke, Lingala or whatever, French, Chiluba, Kikongo, Kinani, whatever it might be, your language, if you speak that or if you don't speak like that, none of those questions were going to be an issue. Really our requirement was like, are you Congolese? And whatever that means. If you have one parent that's Congolese, if you were born in the Congo, like what?
And we didn't get any tickets? Go ahead, man.
I told you, I have bigger plans. You're looking at the tickets, you're looking at the small things. Let's talk about the big things.
I'm cheap.